What's up, everybody? This is Ariel. We took a bunch of questions from all of you. Thank you so much for sending them in. You know, you guys are always asking things, and it's not always easy to answer them all at one time. So we decided to get together and answer all these questions for you. And today we're going to talk all about touring. How do you keep the passion and joy alive while playing the same songs on tour? What do you guys think?
I feel like sometimes having a specific thing to focus on is kind of nice. And then, like the songs are great. So like generally it's going to be fun anyway. But yeah, maybe I feel like too, when you got buds coming out to the show, sometimes I'm a little more excited, to bring it to kind of thing. Those are some different things, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like having good songs helps a lot. Because seriously, that, yeah, and I guess like personally, I just feel like I can always do better. So there's always a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
I feel like I can, step it up and nail it better each time. So yeah, I don't know. It's never really felt like an issue.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think the challenge of trying to do as good of a job playing those songs every night.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I remember like doing a pit gig like what you're currently doing for a musical for a full month where you play note for note the same exact thing, 40 shows. And after a while, yeah, it gets like, even if it's the greatest music, it starts to drive you mad. So like tried to find a challenge. And I remember some of the other guys in the band would always say the same thing. Like, I just try to not make a mistake.
Yeah.
Or try not, And I always make mistakes still. But at least I try to sing the best I can, play guitar the best I can, or entertain and speak on the mic the best I can. So those things, I think it's just the challenge. Yeah, that feels good.
Also, like being on stage and performing to a crowd is just fun in and of itself. Like, like playing in a pit can be fun too.
True.
But you don't have that same interaction, I think, with the audience, which is just really exhilarating, I think.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty lucky in that regard. All right, on a completely different topic, what's the best food that you've had on tour? What do you say?
Taco Zone.
Taco Zone in Echo Park. Okay,
Yeah.
in LA.
There's a place in Rotterdam where we had ramen. You weren't there, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it was the best I've ever had.
Shout out Nameless Ramen Joint in Rotterdam.
What's up?
And I think I'm going to say the old Naughty Pine just outside of Boston, thanks to our friend Seth for hipping us to that place. We always try to go there for breakfast whenever we typically leave Boston. It's really nice.
So good.
Do you ever get tired from touring? If you could afford staying closer to home for a living, would you do it? This is an interesting question because I think I'll speak for myself first. I come from a generation of people that have always romanticized the idea of touring. Like, if you're a band or an artist or a thing, you just got to get out on the road and do it. And it's like comfort food. Like every time, if I do a tour in October, November, and I go to Western Canada and I drive through the prairies, get to Alberta, it feels so comforting to me. There's a part of me that I just love to travel. I love to perform. I truly do love it. And I 100% get tired of it. So the trick, like we talked about in other topics, is just balance. So I've just tried to find a way to do enough of it where I always enjoy it, and then when I want to go home, it's time to go home, and then when I'm home, it's long enough where I start to miss it again and want to go do it again. But I think it takes a special kind of person. You need to, or not a special, but a specific kind of person. You need to love to travel. You need to love to like do all these things that you wouldn't normally do in real life. And by doing that, and like the reward is the performing. Like you get to play a show in a different city to different people, and that's the best part of it all. I think during lockdown, I thought it was cool to not tour, and I realized, to actually answer the question, no, I don't think we need to tour. In fact, in terms of like financial, the least money is made touring, at least for me, because it's expensive to go on tour. So I definitely realize that I think it's not necessary. I see a lot of bands and acts these days in younger generations get forced into touring and they kind of hate it. And it's because it's a weird thing to do. I've had this discussion with many people. I just love it. I love to perform. I'll probably continue to do it. Once teleportation is a thing, I think that'll make things a lot easier on everybody, and we'll all have different opinions on touring. But for now, it just is what it is. Yeah. What about you guys? Get tired of it?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like you said, like anything is just about balance and having downtime. And yeah, I don't know. What is the question? Would I stay?
If you could afford to stay, just be at home.
No. A combination of those two things, obviously, I think. Would
Nice. Yeah.
be ideal, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like still love it, and like I actually didn't even think that I was someone who really loved traveling until kind of getting to do touring, and like yeah, it's just the best going to play shows with your buds, like but you plan it really well. We have like it's well spaced out and breaks in between, like that's the way to do it, because obviously, you know, if you do real hard touring, it can take a toll in many ways. But
Too much of anything, really. It's
Yeah.
just there's you're bound to just start to resent stuff when you're doing too much of the same thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, not to interrupt you, but I did interrupt you.
No. That's what I was gonna say. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I haven't gotten tired of it yet. Anyway, I still love it, so that's good.
There you have it. Okay, next question. What's your favorite part about touring, and what's your least favorite?
I don't know if this is exactly my favorite thing, but one thing I've noticed I really enjoy is like finding nature in cities.
Yeah, you're a big hike. Like
Yeah,
you just
I really like
disappear.
that.
you just ghost on us, and then you're like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm
yeah,
like,
that's right.
and I'm lost hiking somewhere.
Yeah, so that's something.
That's your favorite.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely pretty fun.
And what's your least favorite? Dang, he just
Not
loves
sure.
it only. Okay.
Aside from the shows are always so fun.
Oh yeah,
I would
that's what I meant
say
to say.
outside of that, like I just love exploring and getting to see new places, and hopefully finding nice places to eat too. Those are probably my favorite things.
My least favorite part is just the being away from home. It is what it is. But my favorite part, I think, outside of the shows and the traveling, and it's just the camaraderie and the, I don't know, it's this unexplainable thing that I feel like people that are in the military would, not that I would ever compare two things, but it's this kind of such a weird thing to experience, and you do it with a number of people, because it's nothing like living a normal life at home. You just get to share it with people, and you just have your own little thing, and it's very nice. Someone says, what was your favorite tour stop, and why was it Pappy and Harriet's? Shout out to Pappy and Harriet's. That's in Pioneer Town in the desert, outside of Pappy and Harriet's, which was always a highlight for us. So let's say favorite venue and city that we did in 2023.
I loved getting to go to San Francisco. Just so beautiful over there. Well, I'm thinking of the Brooklyn Bowl, but I guess that was last year. But
That counts. So
that was
Brooklyn
really cool.
Bowl in Brooklyn, because there are a few of them.
It's kind of vague. I suppose I like touring in the Pacific. I guess the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
You say that area. Something about that I
Mm.
really enjoy. Specifically, I'm not sure which venue. Yeah, I mean New York is always great. Brooklyn Bowl, Park Theater. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's always special. I think, something about New York is always special because it's always been my favorite city, and I'm just at this point where I have so many favorite places, like coffee shops and restaurants, and we even have a favorite breakfast place and a favorite hotel, actually not in the city, but just next door, that we always stay in, so it feels kind of like a home away from home now. So I'd have to go with New York. Next question. How do you deal with amp settings for small venues if the amp is kind of loud? The thing about that is this past year, we have moved to in-ears live. And if anyone doesn't know what that means, it's essentially wearing these things that I'm wearing right now. That's our monitors. We've ditched the front wedges, and what that does is actually make our stage volume a lot quieter because it allows Manny, our sound tech, to have a lot more control over the mix. And I've always been a notorious loud guitar player my whole life, simply because I always have trouble hearing myself, not because I felt like I need to be louder than anything else. I just really have a hard time hearing myself, especially when there's a lot of people on stage. And the in-ears completely get rid of that problem. You can hear everything, and for singing too, it's just like it's all about hearing ourselves better. So we've just turned down. I'm quieter than I've ever been. Julian's quieter than he's ever been, but Jon can still hit hard because that's really the only thing that's coming off of the stage with crazy amounts of volume, and not even that much. So that's what we've done. Okay, favorite ways to stay healthy and happy on tour. Obviously, exercise is one, but I'm going to let you guys talk about that. Maybe you can push your Instagram page. But I think eating healthy and sleeping are like, and having just space. Like, you're either traveling all day or you're at a venue, like sound checking or sitting around waiting or playing a show. So the moments you have to just like be horizontal in a hotel bed or something is very important for me. And trying to eat well makes such a difference, but is the hardest thing to do because you hit all these restaurants or places that you love to eat, or you're traveling and you eat a bunch of shit because it's like the only thing that's available. So I think those are the kind of things for me that are the most important, and exercise too.
Yeah.
So these guys are actually fitness influencers.
And, fitness and motivation gurus.
We'll put the Instagram up on the screen here, so make sure you give it a follow. Mr. Big Stuff.
Yeah. Hit the link.
We joke, but you guys, specifically, I feel like the last couple months, on days where it's exhausting, you take that second to sleep or take that second to rest, wake up early in the morning, like when there isn't time, and you squeeze in a little workout.
Yes. It gives me more energy, for sure. I've realized, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, how many how many workouts do you normally do each day?
6 to 7 hours.
Should we do an official weigh-in?
Haven't gotten all my calories in yet, so
all right.
Today,
Well, we'll get the measurements in next time. This is a good question. What is the band's favorite music to listen to on the road? So we listen to a lot, but let's just, I don't know, pick one thing. It's like a shout out.
Yeba.
Okay.
It seems like we have phases.
Yes.
Right? So I'm going to say we're in our Paramore phase.
Yeah. We definitely are in a Paramore phase.
Mm-hmm.
We also listened a lot to the new Knower record, Knower Forever.
So good.
But we definitely, I think that Yeba record is very special to us because we were one of the first like Canadian bands that went touring in the US post-COVID. It was still COVID, but like we were one of the first ones. And when we went out, that album dropped and we listened to it like 4 times a day, I feel like. And whenever I listen to that record, I love the record because it's such a great record, but I always think of that tour too. It's like that nostalgic thing I get to it from it.
Same.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, current favorite song to play live.
Broken, but I'm fine. Yeah.
That is your moment.
It's really fun.
That is
play
nice.
for me.
I would say Feel So Easy. I like that one.
Why?
Because it feels so easy to play.
Yeah, just the groove is insane on it. So
That's because you're playing it.
no, I love that song. Just like, yeah, it's a sick groove. Like, it's just fun.
I don't know what my favorite song would be because I think I'm a little biased and like my worst critic. So I think it just keeps changing. Yeah, it might be Broken, but I'm fine. Or Time Can Only Tell right now, just because they're 2 songs that feel very just different in terms of my collection of songs at the moment. So they're fun to play. Would you ever take requests? What you got? Let us know in the comments what song you want to hear of mine. We're not much of a cover band. Oh, this is a great question. What's the best gas station bathroom? When you're touring and you're not in a bus and you just need that bathroom that just hits just right,
I know where you're going with this.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a
Agreed.
gas station, but there's usually a gas station in the same parking lot. Starbucks is typically the most frequently cleaned bathroom you're going to find on the road off the highway. That would be my pick.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Well kempt.
Yeah. Anything other than Tim Hortons is usually pretty good.
Yeah. Tim Hortons bathrooms are like modern warfare.
Trick on your mind, spin you around while it runs a straight line. Time loves a good lie, colder than ice, cuts like a knife while it kisses you goodnight. If it's got its reason, it keeps them to itself. Maybe it's a secret time can only tell. Time passes you by if you blink twice. Won't give you a second try. Oh, I've been wondering why it's so hard to hold on to. And what does it cost you if you want more when it don't want you? If it's got its reason, it keeps them to itself. Maybe it's a secret time can only tell. Will it slow down? Would it take me back? If I turned around, would I make it last? I can't chase it down a one-way street. It's never gonna stop.